Vicky said. You think they're from Sara, don't you? Patrick looked at Vicky and said. What? Sara? Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Wait a minute, do you think these might be from Sara? Vicky said. No, but good luck finding out. Okay, I gotta get back to work. Patrick said. Wait, how would you know that? They could totally be from Sara. She likes to write poems, and she knows my favorite candy, and she even knows my locker combination. Plus, she did have a crush on me for like the longest time. Vicky listened to Patrick's entire speech and spoke. Listen, I don't know who they're from, but they're definitely not from Sara. I know this because all she talks about now is her new crush, Joe. I even tried asking her about you, but she just changed the subject. Patrick, if you really ever want to see more Sara love letters again, I suggested you start working for it, and do something about it, because it sounds to me like she's moving on quickly. Alright, gotta go. Let me know when you find out who they're from. Bye. Patrick said. Wait, but Vicky is gone. Next morning, Sara said to her father. Dad, why didn't you wake me up? Now I'm gonna be late for my test. Her father said. You're a grown adult, Sara. You should be waking me up. Sara said. Oh, so now I'm a grown adult. But the other night when I wanted. Dad said. You're late. Hurry up and go. Oh, and Sara, don't forget, pass that exam today or no school festival tonight. Also, no TV for a month. Sara said. Great words of encouragement, Dad. Thank you. Have an amazing day. Slam. As soon as Sara left the flat, Oliver was standing in front of her. Oliver was also leaving for school. Sara said to Oliver. Good morning. Oliver replied her. Morning. Sara run away. Sara said to herself. I'm running kind of late this morning. Sara pushed the button of lift. Sara asked to Oliver. Is Joe coming? Oliver said. Nope, he's already at school. 'Cause you have that test period. Sara again pushed the button of lift. And in a few seconds the elevator came down. Sara said. Yes, I'm aware, that's why I just said I'm running late, but thanks for the reminder. Sara said. Stupid slow elevator. Oliver said. You know, clicking the buttons won't make it go any faster. Sara said. Oh, right, sorry. So the school festival's tonight. That'll be fun. You know, working with the newspaper club and everything. Oliver said. If you pass your exam today. Sara said. Yes, right, I know that. Oliver said. So, was Joe a better tutor for you, then? Sara said. Oh, Joe. Hey. Yeah, he's great. So smart. He's incredible, really. But you already know that, haha. I guess we'll see how it goes after I take this. Suddenly the elevator jolted. Oliver said. What was that? Why are the lights flickering? Why's the door not opening? Sara said. Don't worry. This is just an old elevator. It does weird things like these all the time. Come on, elevator. Not today. I have a test to go take. Oliver said. It's 'cause you keep clicking so many buttons. Stop it. Sara said. No, trust me. I've gotten stuck in here a bunch of times before. Oliver said. What? Stuck? No, please, no. Sara said. Are you claustrophobic or something? Don't worry. I know some good tricks. You just gotta. Sara clicking ultra combo. She booty her bump. Sara try the karate kick. And elevator's door open. Sara said to Oliver. See, all is good. Alright, gotta run. Wish me luck on my test. Oliver came out of the elevator fearfully and said. Good luck, Sara. Sara turned and looked at Oliver. And run away, and said to herself. Yes, okay, let's pass that stupid test. Sara said. Joe, can you believe this? Oh my gosh. Joe said. Oh, wow. Just look at that. Sara said. Thank you so much for your help. I can't believe I passed. Joe said. Yeah, that's so great. Also, are you sure that's a passing grade? Sara said. I couldn't have done this without you. Unfortunately, yes, I'm too familiar with these types of low numbers. Now I can come to the school festival tonight and dedicate more time to the newspaper club. Joe said. Congratulations, Sara, I'm so proud of you. Rose was very surprised to see all this. Patrick also laughed after seeing all this and got up from his chair, said chatter and left the class. Rose also followed Patrick out of the classroom. Patrick was standing outside drinking water and said to himself, "Do something about it." "Do what? What am I supposed to do, Vicky? How can I when I'm not even sure how I feel about her yet?" Rose said to Patrick, "I've seen you glaring at those two this whole morning without intervening. Is there something you're waiting for?" Patrick said, "Oh, so you've been checking me out this whole morning." Rose said, No, that's not." Patrick clapped his hands and kissed his shoulder. Said to Rose, "Come on, you must find me attractive if can't stop staring. You can't tell me you haven't yet noticed these bad boys before. Check these out. I can carry you around with these hot guns." Rose said, "Please stop that. I want to talk to you about something. I've been thinking about Joe and Sara. And I think we should be helping each other out." Patrick said, "What?" Rose said, "Listen, I've just been noticing how your little friend Sarah's been clinging all over Joe lately. And obviously because Joe is such a nice guy to everybody, he's just going along with it. I'm sure he's not trying to get her hopes up internationally, but I can only see this is going to end in disaster. And now, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I really care about Sarah's well-being and all, but I know that you do. And I'm sure you don't want to see her getting hurt." Patrick said, "So, what? What are you saying? What? Get to the point." Rose said, "I just think we should be helping each other out. Joe and I obviously have our thing going on and everyone knows we are the better match. And even thought you might try to deny it. I know you definitely have a thing for Sara. You can't stop staring at her. It's kinda weird, really. And she's obviously always had a thing for you, Patrick. Everybody knows that. But now that Joe is getting in the way, I can see how it might complicate things between you two. So what do you say? Don't you think we should be helping each other out?" Patrick said, "So, you mean you want us to split team up?" Rose said, "Split them up? Well, I guess so. Except it wouldn't be called splitting them up. 'Cause they're not even dating. More like preventing Sarah's heartbreak. So what do you say? You care about Sara, right? Wanna do this together?" Patrick said, "Hey Rose, you're funny. Sounds like you just want to use me for your evil master plan. Besides, me and Sara are just friends. So who am I to stop her from dating whoever she wants? Sorry, I'm past this time. Looks like you're gonna have to woo Joe the old-fashioned way. You're really pretty, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble." Rose said, "What, Patrick? Did you even hear a word I said? This is not just about me. This is a win-win situation. I'd be using you as much as you'd be using me. That's why I said helping each other out." Patrick said, "Still, no, but thanks for the consideration. I'm honored you thought of me for your evil master plan." "Evil master plan, maybe next time." Rose said, "Oh, whatever Patrick. Just don't mind me when I say, I told you so, after she comes crying to you because Joe has broken her weak little heart, especially when you could have been the one to prevent it in the first place. If you're not doing this for me, at least just do it for her. You care about her well-being even just as friends, right?" Patrick said, "Okay, so, I'm just asking questions here. Like, what would we even do about it, Rose? It's not like I'm just gonna go up to her and, like." Rose said, "Just come with me, I'll take care of everything. I even have a plan for tonight, all you have to do is show up to the festival and I'll take care of the rest." Patrick said, "What? No. Stop. Where are you going? I didn't agree to anything, what are you doing?" Rose ran away and said, "Just follow my lead, Patrick." Patrick said loudly, "Wait, I just said I haven't agreed to anything." Joe said, "I just wish I would have been better at tutoring you the other night. As much as I understand some math, it's honestly not my strongest subject." Sara said, "Oh, no, don't worry about that. You helped me so much. All I had to worry about was passing this test to attend the festival tonight, so thank you." Joe said, "Yeah, but we got to get your grades higher so you can stay in the newspaper club altogether, too, right? You told me writing was something you wanted to get better at. So if you want to spend more time on it, I say we figure out a way to help you. Maybe it's best if you got an official tutor." Sara said, "A tutor?" Joe said, "Yeah, a tutor will be perfect." "But who?" Sara said, "But I thought you." Joe said, "I got it. Why didn't think of him earlier?" My little brother, Oliver, remember him? Sara said. Yeah, I remember. Joe said. He's a math tutor. And he was looking for more students. He's trying to raise money to buy a new guitar. Sara said. But I thought maybe you could just. A guitar. Joe said. Yeah, he's really good. Here, let me text you his number. This is perfect. He'll be perfect for you. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Joe said to Sara. Hey, don't worry, okay? We'll figure this out. Oliver is really very smart. He'll definitely help you get your grades up. Joe touched her chin and said. I know school can be very stressful and sometimes it can be hard to believe we can accomplish difficult things, but you are an amazingly smart girl, Sara. And you can do this. Patrick snatched the paper from Joe's hand and said. Look at this. Rose. Rose saw the result and spoke. Not the best score, but at least you passed. Anyways, that means you will be joining us for the festival, tonight, I presume. Which is a good thing, I guess, cause we'll need all the help we can get. Oh, and Joe, I have some things I wanted to run by you for the festival tonight. Do you mind? Besides, Patrick just told me he wanted some alone time with Sara. To talk about some private things he's been wanting to tell her. Sara asked. What? Joe said. Oh, right now. Sure. Okay. Rose said. Yeah, let's go. I'm sure they have lots to talk about. Bye. Good luck. Sara said. Private things. What's she talking about? Patrick said. She's just kidding around. Ha ha. Oh wow. Look at this. You did, great. Sara said. No, I didn't. I barely passed. Patrick said. Yes, it's quite terrible, I guess. Sara said. Anyways, Patrick, tell me what's going on. Are you okay? Is everything okay? Should I be worried? Patrick looked at Sara in surprise and said, oh. Sara said. What, Patrick? Patrick said. Are you wearing makeup? Sara said. Ouch. Patrick, yes. Don't smudge it. Patrick said. Since when do you wear makeup? Sara said. Since when do you care? What do you want? Patrick said. Geez, Sara, so moody. I was just trying to compliment you. Sara said. No, you were just about to make fun of me. Now, tell me what you want. You just made Rose steal Joe away from me right as we were having a special moment. Patrick said. Never mind, nothing. I'm going to the bathroom, drink too much water. Sara said. Wait, Tammy said. That was kinda harsh, Sara. You don't even know what he was gonna say. Sara said. But I was asking him. Ah, you're right. I'm so stupid. Why do I keep snapping at him? He was just teasing. Tammy said. That's okay. Patrick does tease a lot. You're so lucky, Sara. I wish he would tease me like that too. Sara said. What? Why? Tammy said. No reason. Oh, look, the bell. Sara said. It hasn't rung yet, Tammy.